How to react when someone disrespects you in public, how to react when someone makes an unpleasant joke that makes you feel inferior in front of others, and what is the right way to earn respect so that person won't do it to you again, even if it's someone who has the habit of doing it frequently. In this video, you will discover psychological and behavioral tips and tricks that, from the moment you start using them, will allow you to gain respect, handle the situation, and make people respect you immediately. So, watch this video to the end, where I'll tell you exactly what to do when someone tries to belittle you in public. Let's start by explaining why this kind of situation happens to you or why people don't respect your presence most of the time. This happens to you not because they hate you, despise you, or have something against you, but because there are people who have an opportunistic nature, and these people will always try to grow at your expense. This is very common among groups of friends and at work, where some people try to use others as stepping stones to climb the hierarchy. They will always try to stand out in front of you. But to avoid becoming the target of these people, you must start imposing respect. What does imposing respect mean exactly? It's not about forcing people to respect you, but it's about not tolerating them taking advantage of you to shine in front of others. If necessary, you're even willing to withdraw from the situation if you see that your presence is not being respected. Ideally, you should avoid reaching that point, and for that, I'll provide you with some tips to confront situations where someone tries to belittle you in front of others. First advice: make a good first impression. When you meet someone, never shake their hand while sitting and without making eye contact. If someone comes to greet you and you remain seated, the person shaking your hand will see you from top to bottom, which gives a submissive impression. Additionally, some people, instead of making eye contact, have the habit of looking at the hand of the person they are greeting. If you greet someone and look at their hands instead of their eyes, your head will naturally tilt slightly downward, which also gives a submissive impression. So when someone comes to greet you, stand up and look them in the eyes while greeting them. Second advice: when you are having a conversation in public and someone interrupts you, you should stare at that person seriously. When they realize you're looking at them, they will stop talking. Then, ask for permission to continue from where they interrupted you. You can say something like, "Can I continue speaking?" or "Can I pick up where I left off?" This person will notice that they behave disrespectfully towards you, which can make them feel uncomfortable. They will give you permission to speak and understand that they shouldn't interrupt you when you're talking. I've seen this technique used many times in the classroom, and it works much better than when the teacher simply asks for silence in the class. It's a very effective technique to use in public, and often, you don't even need to use intimidation, just staring is enough. If you keep looking at someone, they will naturally understand that they should stop talking when they feel some directed attention towards them. Third advice: when you're in a group of friends, and someone tries to make a joke to embarrass you in front of others, you will do the following. First, you will not react at all. You will pretend that you didn't understand or didn't hear the joke. Then, you will look at that person and ask them to repeat the joke. You can say something like, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, can you repeat it?" By doing this, you will show people that the joke didn't affect you at all, and you can also navigate the situation by leaving the person who made the joke embarrassed by the unexpected turn you gave by asking them to repeat it. So, that person will have two options: either change the subject and escape or try to repeat the joke. However, a joke told a second time is not as funny. By doing this, you can not only get out of an embarrassing situation but also turn the tables on the person who tried to belittle you in front of others. Fourth advice: the fourth piece of advice is a psychological trick used by Thomas Shelby. Pay close attention. When someone tries to provoke you or make you angry, you will do the following to show that you're not playing their game. You can ask a question or make a comment that doesn't have much to do with the context of the discussion you're having. For example, you can ask that person if they know of any nearby place that serves coffee or make a comment like, "I think I overdid it with the perfume today, I'm smelling a very strong odor on my clothes." Of course, you should make this seem as natural as possible so that the person doesn't realize that you're doing it on purpose. This can make the person fall into their own provocation. Now, let's move on to the fifth and final piece of advice. Fifth advice: at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that people are not obligated to respect you, but you are not obligated to tolerate your presence not being respected either. If you start to see that people are not willing to respect your presence, you will use the fifth advice. The fifth piece of advice is to withdraw. If you see that people are not willing to respect your presence, then withdraw. It's better to have valued absence than devalued presence. If you liked this reflection, leave us a like or comment. We invite you to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to continue watching more content like this. Thanks for coming this far.